Hello friends, getting to the very front of Bangor City Cemetery, Bangor, Maine. I really just have this little bit of hill here and then the ridge here. And then that's part of the old section that's almost done. But some really interesting old graves here. This would have been the very beginning of Mount Hope Cemetery. This is a really interesting one. It says, "Hey Ho." No dates, no other names on the stone, just "Hey Ho." It sounds like something the Seven Dwarfs would say. Here you have a row of footstones and then the headstones that belong to them. So you have Samuel Henry, son of Samuel and Martha Smith, died March 28th, 1830, age 7 months. Quite an elaborate stone for an infant. A doctor, Dr. Tolman Carey, died June 8th of 1830, age 34 years, born about 1796. Captain Amaziah Moore, died September 10 of 1820, age 29. Great big mushroom in front of the graves here. A very wide one, it's probably about 3 feet wide, in memory of Francis Elliott, son of Daniel and Isabella Lambert, died June 7 of 1827, 19 years old. In memory of Abigail Watson, classic old early 19th century shoulders and head on both these. So in memory of Abigail Watson, daughter of Isaac Watson, who died November 4th, 1821, age 16 years. A lot of young people and teenagers. In memory of David H., son of Samuel and Rachel Smith, died May 30th of 1827, age 23. And each and every one of these has the footstone in back of it. This one took me a few minutes to read, but it says in memory of Benjamin Prince, son of Reverend and Mrs. Charlotte J.L.H., died June 3rd of 1834. So really cool swath. Wanted to walk around the side here and kind of show you some more almost unknown folks. So you have one that says David Jr., I have to assume it's his son, and Susan. Couldn't find their stones or last names on any map. You do have a little family plot here fenced in right next to them of James McFarland and then his wife Margaret McFarland. I believe they might have come from Ireland or Scotland. I believe I saw that. Speaking of immigrants, we do have a grave down here of a mariner who was a German immigrant. It's Adolf Mueller. It says mariner right here on his stone. He actually got the typhoid fever, the typhoid flu, pneumonia rather, and he died in 1889, December. It says 29th on the stone. Newspaper I looked him up, it said 28th, so somewhere in late December of 1889. He was only 34 years, or 32 years rather. So Adolf was mentioned in the paper as Andrew, the sort of anglicized version, but Adolf Mueller, German immigrant, mariner. He, one of his lungs was almost completely wilted, it said, when they did the autopsy. So right next to the classic old trees here in that older part of Bangor City Cemetery. Wanted to point out too, next to those graves where we didn't have the last name, you had David Jr., and also Susan. So I assume Susan would have been the wife of David Sr. and then their son Jr., but I couldn't find any records of them. Hard to look them up without their last names. This I thought was a great image right in front of this old log next to that family fenced in plot, you have a couple old footstones. And again, I'm not sure who they belong to. This one clearly says that MWP, and the white one has no letters on it whatsoever. So I'm not sure who they are, but I did make a find a grave entry for both because, again, my philosophy is it's better to have some kind of a record than none at all. And maybe someday their ancestor will say, oh, MWP, I recognize that. So, classic stuff.